Dear students, today we are going to discuss about preparation and properties of derivatives of carboxylic acids. So already we have completed a UPOC nomenclature of these derivatives. So today we start preparation, physical and chemical properties of these derivatives. So from carboxylic acids, we have derived certain compounds. For example, acid halide, acid anhydride, amides, esters. So for these four derivatives of carboxylic acids, what are the methods available for preparation and what are the chemical properties, physical nature, then uses of carboxylic acids and its derivatives. First one, we take acid halide, general name acid halide. What is the first member? The simplest member is acetyl chloride. The acetyl chloride can be prepared from acetic acid. So take acetic acid, which can be added with thionyl chloride or phosphorus trichloride or phosphorus pentachloride. Any one can be considered. So if acetic acid added with thionyl chloride, phosphorus trichloride or pentachloride, we get acetyl chloride with the liberation of hydrochloric acid and sulfur dioxide. So this is the preparation of acetyl chloride. Next, chemical properties of acetyl chloride. First one, hydrolysis process. We know that hydrolysis is the addition of water. When water is added with acetyl chloride, there will be a liberation of water molecule. So we get acetic acid. So not water molecule, hydrochloric acid. So hydrogen and chlorine combines together to liberate hydrochloric acid with the formation of acetic acid. Next process is called alcoholysis. That means addition of alcohol with the acetyl chloride. So we may add any one alcohol. If ethyl alcohol is added with acetyl chloride, there is a liberation of hydrochloric acid. So ester will be formed. So this is called ethyl ethanoate or ethyl acetate. So hydrolysis and alcoholysis over. Third chemical property, ammonolysis. Addition of ammonia. If ammonia is added with acetyl chloride, there is a liberation of hydrochloric acid with the formation of acid amide, general name. So CH3CONH2 is called acetamide. Next chemical reaction, instead of taking ammonia, we may take amines also. From ammonia, we can derive amines. One hydrogen will be replaced by an alkyl group. So based on number of alkyl groups, amines are primary, secondary, tertiary and so on. So we take primary and secondary amines. So acid halide reacts with primary amine and secondary amine. With the liberation of hydrochloric acids, we get N-alkyl amide, N, N dialkyl amide. Primary amine produces N-alkyl amine, N-alkyl amide. Secondary amine produces N, N dialkyl amide. Next one, Rosenmund reduction. We already studied in the preparation of acetaldehyde. So we take catalyst palladium and catalytic poison barium sulfate. So acetyl chloride is reduced into acetaldehyde. Next, reducing acetyl chloride using the reducing agent lithium aluminum hydride. So we get alcohol. Ethanol will be produced. So with this preparation and the chemical properties of first derivative, acid halide is over. Next derivative is acid anhydride. It can be prepared by dehydration process. So first preparation is dehydration. For that we need a dehydrating agent. For example, phosphorus pentoxide, P2O5. It's a very good dehydrating agent which absorbs water molecule. We have taken 2 molecules of acetic acid. From 2 molecules of acetic acid, 1 molecule of water will be eliminated. So this is called intermolecular dehydration. Okay. 1 molecule of water will be eliminated. So we get acetic anhydride. Second preparation method, we take two substances One is acetyl chloride, another one is salt of acid like sodium acetate. So this is sodium salt of acetic acid. We heat the mixture of acid halide and salt of acid. We get acetic anhydride with the liberation of sodium chloride. This is second preparation method. Then chemical properties. First, addition of water. So this is hydrolysis process. When water is added with acid anhydride, we get two molecule of carboxylic acids. Okay, two molecule of acetic acid is formed. Next one, alcoholysis process. So an alcohol is added with acetic anhydride. We get ester and carboxylic acid. Ethyl acetate or ethyl ethanoate will be formed along with acetic acid. So this is alcoholysis process. Next one, ammonolysis process. Addition of ammonia with acetic anhydride. When ammonia is added, we get amide as well as carboxylic acid. We get acetamide and acetic acid. Next, addition of phosphorus pentachloride. When phosphorus pentachloride is added with acetic anhydride, we get two molecule of acetyl chloride with the liberation of phosphonyl chloride. Okay, POCl3 is called phosphonyl chloride. With this, chemical properties of acid anhydride is over. Okay. Next one, esters. So preparation of ester. Ester can be prepared by esterification process. We have completed mechanism also. When a carboxylic acid is added with alcohol, we get ester. So the process is called esterification. The reaction will take place in the presence of an acid, like a mineral acid. Okay. So benzoic acid combines with ethanol. We get ethyl benzoate with the liberation of water. So always ester will be a fruit smelling compound. Next one, alcoholysis process. So we can prepare ester based on the alcoholysis of acid halide and acid anhydride. First, we take acetyl chloride as well as acetic anhydride. So both acetyl chloride and acetic anhydride are added with alcohol. The process is alcoholysis process. We get ester. We get the same ester, ethyl acetate. In the first reaction, there is a liberation of hydrochloric acid. Second reaction, there is a liberation of acetic acid. Then chemical properties of esters. Hydrolysis of ester. When we do acid catalyst hydrolysis of ester, we can get acid and alcohol. So in the presence of mineral acid, we do hydrolysis process. So ester will always produce a carboxylic acid and alcohol. Next one, this is public 3-mark question. Write a note on trans-esterification process. So in this process, one ester will be converted into another ester. Consider an alcohol, N-propyl alcohol, CH3, CH2, CH2OH. So this N-propyl alcohol is added with ethyl acetate. The C2H5O, this ethoxy group is changed into propoxy group. So due to the change of this alkoxy group, ethoxy will be changed into propoxy. So we get propyl acetate, right? Propyl acetate will be the ester. So this process is called a trans-esterification process along with the liberation of alcohol. Next one, ammonolysis. Addition of ammonia with the ester. When ammonia is added, we get alcohol and amide. So if ethyl acetate is added with ammonia, we get acetamide and alcohol. Next one, we already completed Claisen-Smith condensation in acetaldehyde. So two aldehyde molecules will condense together to produce an unsaturated substance. The same thing is happening here. We take two molecule of esters, two ethyl acetate molecules will undergo self-condensation process in the presence of a strong base, sodium ethoxide. So this self-condensation will lead to the formation of ethyl acetate. So this is called beta keto ester. Common name beta keto ester, which is obtained from esters by Claisen condensation. So there is a liberation of ethyl alcohol also. Next, reaction of esters with phosphorus pentachloride. So as usual, this alkoxy group will be replaced by chlorine. So you may take phosphorus trichloride also. Alkoxy group will be replaced by chlorine. So we will get acid halide. So ethyl acetate provides acetyl chloride, ethyl chloride and phosphonyl chloride. So last functional derivative of carboxylic acid is acid amide. The simplest example is acetamide, CH3CONH2. Acetamide can be prepared by ammonolysis process. Addition of ammonia with acid halide and acid anhydride. So take acetyl chloride, which is added with ammonia. There is a liberation of hydrochloric acid with the formation of acetamide. When ammonia is added with acetic anhydride, there is a liberation of carboxylic acid, acetic acid, with the formation of acetamide. So first process is ammonolysis process. Next process is heating of a salt, heating ammonium salt of carboxylic acid. You take this ammonium acetate. So this is ammonium salt of carboxylic acid. When we heat it, there is a liberation of water molecule. We get acetamide. Okay. Third process, partial hydrolysis process, addition of water. So the hydrolysis is taking place with cold concentrated hydrochloric acid. For this we take the reactant nitriles or cyanide. So we have taken methyl cyanide or cyanomethane, which is hydrolyzed in the presence of cold concentrated hydrochloric acid. We have obtained acetamide. Okay. So complete hydrolysis means acetamide will become some other substance like a salt. Next, this is a 3-mark question. Prove that acetamide is amphoteric in nature. Amphoteric represents dual nature. So the acetamide can behave as base as well as acid, so that it has dual nature. We can prove that it is amphoteric substance. First one, we add acid with amide. So usually a base will react with acid. In nucleation reaction, it produces a salt. The same type of reaction is taking place here also. So acetamide reacts with the hydrochloric acid, it forms a salt. So the reaction is neutralization reaction. We get acetamide hydrochloride as a salt. So the role of acetamide here is basic in nature. Now what is the general nature of acid? If any acid is reacting with a metal, it liberates hydrogen gas. So that we add metal with acetamide. If a hydrogen is liberated, acetamide will have what nature? Acidic nature. So as we expect, with metal sodium, it liberates hydrogen gas along with the formation of salt, sodium acetamide. So acetamide liberates hydrogen gas with sodium by forming the salt, sodium acetamide. Next one, hydrolysis in the presence of acid as well as alkali. So acetamide can be hydrolyzed in the presence of hydrochloric acid as well as sodium hydroxide. So if the medium is different, we get different product. So during this hydrolysis, in the presence of acid, we get carboxylic acid and ammonium chloride. If the medium is different, alkaline medium, we get salt, sodium acetate with the liberation of water. So this is hydrolysis process. Next one, dehydration. Dehydration is nothing but what? Removal of water molecule. For that we use dehydrating agent phosphorus pentoxide. So from acetamide, a water molecule is removed. So this is called intramolecular dehydration when you heat it. Due to this intramolecular dehydration, we get cyanide, methyl cyanide or acetonitrile. This one important. 3 more question. Hoffman's degradation reaction. Okay. Always naming reaction is important. So when you take this Hoffman's degradation reaction, acetamide reacts with bromine in the presence of caustic potash. That means potassium hydroxide. We get amine with the liberation of potassium carbonate, potassium bromide, water. So here you just change the name. So this is methylamine. Okay, not amide, methylamine. So what is the main thing in this degradation reaction is, due to the addition of a halogen in the presence of a base, we get amine with less number of carbon atoms. You can compare the number of carbon atoms in amide as well as product amine. Amine has only 1 carbon, but what about amide? It has 2 carbon atoms. So primary amine will be formed with less number of carbon atom in Hoffman's degradation reaction. Next, a reduction using lithium aluminum hydride. Okay. When amide is reduced using lithium aluminum hydride, we get primary amine with the same number of carbon atoms. Ethylamine will be formed along with the liberation of water molecule. So we have completed preparation and the properties of derivatives of carboxylic acids, acid halide, acid anhydride, esters and amides, right? So 4 compounds we have completed. Physical properties as well as uses is just to go through. So it will deal with physical state as well as solubility only. Just go through the physical properties as well as uses of carboxylic acid and derivatives. So in this lesson we have completed carbonyl compounds and carboxylic acids. So 2 major functional groups we have completed: aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, and the derivative of carboxylic acids we have completed. And many important reactions are available in this lesson. So just study the lesson thoroughly. We have completed lesson number 12. Tomorrow onwards we start the next lesson, organic nitrogen compounds, lesson number 13, organic nitrogen compound. In that lesson also there will be many functional groups like amine, nitro compound, diazonium chloride. So many compounds will be there. So all the 3 organic equation based lessons are important. Lesson number 11, 12, 13, all the 3 will be important. So many creative problems will be from these 3 lessons. So don't leave even a single word in this lesson. So study thoroughly. So tomorrow we start the next lesson. Thank you.